fish?
I was gonna guess octopus.
Isn't it an octopus?
A what?
An octopus?
An octopus? Let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to explore this phenomenon of this Dumbo octopus, or would anyone like to revise their original answer about what it is? She did say it was an octopus.
Does she know what she's talking
I
about?
don't know.
That's what we
It
don't know.
needs to catch a name.
Okay.
Looks more like a squid.
Okay, looks more like a squid. Okay, so I'm going to give you two things. The first thing is an article about this. It is actually called a Dumbo octopus. Okay, Ben probably knows about it, but I'm going to give you the article that I did my sketch to stretch on. So you'll notice that it has my circles, my questions, all right, which is what I want you to do. Okay, so with a partner, I'm going to give you an article, a different one than this. This is just the example. An article about the Dumbo octopus to do this sketch to stretch strategy. Okay? And this is what I want you to do. I want you to underline the specific parts of the text causing the confusion. Now I know you're all very advanced learners, so there may not be a lot of confusion in the article. So make something up, okay? And then I want you to reread those parts, and while you're rereading, I want you to draw in the margins what the author is describing, okay? So as you're looking at a confusing part, maybe drawing out what you think the author is saying, and then label the drawing with terms the author used in the text, okay? So I'm going to, per partner, I'm going to give you each one. Just my example. And just like kids, I know they love it, and see that there. So I did mine on a big piece of paper. Ben, do you have tape?
I bet I do, yeah.
So I also did an example of sketch to stretch, and I'm sure kids would be making fun of my drawings. And we can talk a little bit about, after your drawing, my drawing, some of the things we looked at, okay? So my drawing, instead of in the margin, I did mine on a big piece of paper, okay? And you're welcome to Gallery Walk if you would like to look at it. Okay, so with your partner, and these are pretty short, okay? I don't care which article you pick. There's two of them, okay? You don't have to do both. I'm just showing you the examples. Pick one of the articles to work with your partner. Read through it, and then I want you to do the sketch to stretch activity with one of these articles. Are there questions about what I'm asking you to do? give you just a few minutes. You don't, even if you don't make it through the whole article, that's okay. And I'm just gonna walk around and listen to any thoughts you're having, okay, if you're talking out loud.
So I just put this as one of the like text copying confusion is like I have zero. Like what are the dumps? Like if there's a dozen species, one makes it dump out. And then down here, your like fins. I enjoy this alliteration here. Graceful gelatinous.
Would that be a contradiction? And you said it's scary, but look at the size of it.
Well, it says suckers in addition to spines. That's pretty awful. I don't know, maybe not.
They're looking.
Could you picture that in your head? You didn't see this picture.
There's a
How would you draw that for someone? Okay.
Skills. Sure.
Okay, so when it comes to what we're supposed to be drawing, because we're doing an all right job at like finding the contradictions and contrasts. But
So what parts don't you understand?
how something can be both bizarre looking and a marvel of evolutionary engineering.
Okay, so how could you draw that?
Well, I guess in my mind, I start to want to draw the octopus, but I don't really feel like, is that what we want, or do we want something different?
It would be, it could be, it doesn't have to. This is more, I think, your contrast and contradiction than it is, like, I don't understand the material, you're just thinking about something within the article. This strategy is more for, if you didn't understand how the octopi, or what did we say the
Yeah.
plural was?
I think it's octopi.
Yeah, because we were looking it up one day.
I mean,
The actual body of it.
Describe it.
Okay, now, I go on to talk about evolution before the lesson is done, so leave that in the back of your head. Okay, because that would be hard to draw. Unless you drew like a really weird creature next to a beautiful, what you think is a beautiful creature. And then a big question mark, right?
Okay. Oh yeah. So, like, should we draw your like fins because they're right there?
So I know you probably understand everything,
Yeah,
but
I
what
don't
would be
really feel like
something
I
that
need
you
to.
know?
The mantle part.
Okay,
I mean, she thinks it's the shape,
The head.
okay.
but like, I don't know why it's called a mantle or what makes it the mantle. Whatever.
So if you were sketching, you might sketch what you think it is and label it, right? And then we would go back and talk about what that actually is, or have you look it up, or,
Can I look it up?
sure, yeah, absolutely, yes.
You Natalie.
I know,
Use my phone to look
I
it
know,
up.
that would
like,
be a good
don't
one.
ask me again.
Okay. She always looks.
Just be prepared when I jump down your throat to tell me I'm
Which is
looking
why
up
she's always
words.
loudly clarifying my phone. Delaney, I'm gonna be on my phone for the, I'm like, okay.
No.
That would be a good one to drop. It would be, because like, I think the radulas are like, basically that, like,
Here, you can draw.
so I have to draw what I think it looks like.
Yeah, go for it.
So you're using your creative mind to help understand what you're reading.
Right.
Now, whether it's correct or not, you're not sure.
It's on the side.
Right?
Yeah, that's that concept.
Those are my favorite pencils.
The covering.
A big elephant, yeah.
Mhm.
Even though, did you read about its size?
Yes.
You're right.
Right, so
No,
that's a
it's
huge
small.
contradiction, right?
But
Yeah.
that's just,
Draw it, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm aware of that
Yeah.
conversation.
Sketch it out.
That makes it.
You were
Yeah.
shape.
Funny.
I like how this is coming out. That's okay. Here's the beak.
Looks like that,
Oh.
but we're supposed to like label it with the pieces. So like.
Looks like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, just draw the rest of his little. I was trying to just draw like a little squared close up, but it didn't work out. Okay. And then this dude, I don't know what it looks like. That's the fun. So.
It's just kind of weird because they seem so big.
Okay, I'm just gonna have you finish up in about the next minute. It's okay if you're not all the way through. Okay, if you kind of I know Ben's finishing up a drawing.
Yeah. visualize it as just a cavity. I don't know. That's the crazy part. I know one's a beak and the other one is just going.
There, you gotta know.
It's like a
Ooh,
cross section. Just
not doing it.
Yeah,
She's gonna get a,
they both look happy too. Yeah, good job.
yeah.
You can see it in their happiness in their eyes.
Those look like bunny ears.
I don't know what happened to the first one, but the second one looks weird.
I like how you wrote it. I'm into it.
So what'd you find out about the mantle?
It is the outer covering, so. An outer or enclosing layer of tissue, enclosing the viscera, which is the internal organs, and secreting the substance that produces the shell. So,
Fantastic. Okay, so go ahead and stop if you're, I know Katie's still kind of finishing up her drawing there too. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to explain this phenomenon. And it is a phenomenon in the fact that it's being compared to Dumbo, who is an elephant, okay? And yet it's, most of you have read that it's a very small creature. I think the largest is 6 feet long, but they're mostly anywhere from 8 to 12 inches, okay? So, I think everybody read the same article except this group, which it's all kind of about the same thing anyway. So I want you to share a confusing part, and then did rereading and drawing help you understand, and then explain it to us, if it did or didn't. So would anyone like to share a confusing part, and then if they drew it and how that helped or did not help?
We have one. In the behavior section, it says by shooting water through their funnel, cause a sudden thrust, and you can escape a predator. It has not mentioned a funnel up until this point, so we do not know where that is located or how it is used.
Okay, so you reread it, and did you draw anything like how it would work, how that might possibly look?
We did not.
Okay,
I suppose we could have. We think it's either at the top or the bottom of their little head, but we don't know.
okay, so you might have drawn it and then put a big question mark by it, and then we talked about it. Good, thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
I wonder if the connection to Dumbo would, if my students would have that.
Because Dumbo is
I mean,
so
does
long
that-
ago.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, is
valid.
it-
Ellie would have it, we just talked about it last night, we were looking up the order of animated films released by Disney.
She had heard of it?
Yeah,
She
it was
did
one of
not.
her favorite movies when she was little.
I mean, you know what I mean? There's
Oh, yeah.
those,
I referenced The Great Mouse Detective and they thought I was crazy.
yeah.
So I might have, if I were to reteach this, I might have to show a clip of Dumbo, actually.
You might. I mean, I wonder, you know,
Okay, yeah.
just to make that reference.
So then the whole thing would be confusing is when they were talking about the ears, right?
Yeah, they might just think like a dog.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, they may not think that connection, or they'll connect with dumb,
Dumb, yeah.
and they'll think that.
And they'll really connect with that. Because they'll call each other.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Or what they drew?
We drew, well, Ben drew, we found like a contrast and contradiction where it's like how it's talking about how they swallow them whole, where other octopus